I don't have a problem with the WNBA players asking for a raise. The WNBA is on a hot streak. I don't care about the previous 24, 25 years. As an investment, it's starting to pay off. And so this week they wore T-shirts saying, making a statement, you better pay us. But instead of just leaving it at that, a Kelsey Plum for LA had to take a dig at Caitlin Clark.
Colin Cowherd just shut down Kelsey Plum, and honestly, it was long overdue. While Caitlin Clark is out here revolutionizing the WNBA, turning a struggling league into a booming business, Plum thought it was a good idea to take shots at the very person driving that change. Cowherd didn't hold back. He called out the jealousy swirling around Clark's meteoric rise and made a bold comparison that no one saw coming, putting Caitlin in the same conversation as Michael Jordan. So what exactly did Cowherd say? And why does he believe Clark is a WNBA's golden goose? If you ride with Caitlin, drop a golden goose in the comments. Let's get into it.
Sure. Just United Front was determined this morning that we had a meeting for, and not to tattletale, but 0 members of Team Clark were very present for that.
Oh boy.
Picture this. For more than 20 years, WNBA players were flying on budget airlines, literally paying for water. These athletes were grinding through long seasons in half-empty arenas, playing for franchises that were bleeding money year after year. Merchandise? Practically non-existent. Fans couldn't even find a jersey to buy, even if they wanted to.
But why do you take a shot at the golden goose, Caitlin Clark? You guys were flying before she arrived on one of those airlines that made you pay for a cup of water. One of those airlines that is the planes are the color.
Then Caitlin Clark arrived, and everything changed almost overnight. Merchandise sales up 500%. League-wide attendance surged by 40%, with arenas that once struggled to draw a few thousand now completely sold out. Teams that had been losing money for years suddenly became profitable. And the Indiana Fever, they went from being one of the league's biggest financial failures to having a season ticket waiting list. That's the Caitlin Clark effect. Ask ChatGPT.
Lighter. Now you're flying private. Okay, if you're in a band and you're staying at the Motel 6 and you add a band member and now you're at the Ritz-Carlton, keep your issues to yourself. All right? You went from a Motel 6 in a sketchy part of town to a Four Seasons in the shopping district. Stop talking.
But here's what really sets Cowherd off. The same players who once struggled on budget flights are now flying private, staying in top-tier hotels, and seeing real boosts in their salaries. The league's financial turnaround has been so dramatic that players are living a lifestyle they couldn't have imagined just 2 seasons ago. And yet, some of those same veterans are still throwing shade at the very person who made it all possible.
I don't mind the T-shirts. I think you have leverage. I think you deserve more than 9%. But it's just misstep after misstep. It's time to grow up, girls. Like fast. Like this is the player that got you off the airline that was bright yellow. Right? She got you an upgrade to a better hotel as a band member.
Let's be real about what actually happened here. Caitlin Clark single-handedly transformed the WNBA from a struggling charity case into a legitimate, thriving business. TV ratings skyrocket every time she steps on the court. Sponsors are flooding the league with money because they know she brings attention. Social media numbers exploding. And Clark jerseys, they are flying off shelves faster than they can be
They deserve a big raise, maybe not 50% of revenues, because NBA stars, there's a lot of them, and they move the needle. The WNBA stars, well, there's one that moves the needle. And here's the other thing to remember. Caitlin Clark's already rich. She made $11 million this year alone in endorsements off the court. So regardless of how these negotiations go, she's set. Nobody else is, right? So when somebody joins the band and everything gets upgraded, just be happy.
Cowherd summed it up perfectly when he said the WNBA went from an asterisk Motel 6 in a sketchy neighborhood asterisk to an asterisk Four Seasons in the heart of the shopping district star. That one line captures the full scope of what Caitlin Clark has done for the league. From travel and accommodations to media respect, financial stability, and overall treatment. Asterisk everything asterisk has been upgraded because one player brought a level of attention women's basketball had never seen before, and yet some veteran players are still stuck in the old mindset. Living in Four Seasons luxury while complaining about the woman who got them asterisk out asterisk of the Motel 6. Then came the WNBA All-Star voting, and that's when things took an even uglier turn. One Cowherd couldn't ignore. Here's how.
No, you wanted your song to be the first one they played. You wanted to make up the set. I mean, it's not the T-shirts. You're going to do fine. I'd scale back on the Caitlin Clark angst.
So where did the fans rank Caitlin Clark among guards? First. And where did her fellow players rank her? 9th. That's right. The league's biggest draw, the reason arenas are packed and merchandise is flying off the shelves, was ranked 9th by the very players reaping the rewards of her success. And this wasn't a tight race either. The gap between fan support and player recognition was staggering.
Caitlin Clark finished 9th in player voting. In fact, she finished behind one of her own teammates in player voting for the All-Star game. The pettiness has no bounds. But it's interesting, for years, the WNBA players were pointing fingers. They were saying people are sexist, the media is sexist, we're not being promoted, we're underappreciated. And then they get the golden goose, and they don't like what it looks like.
Let's be honest about what that all-star ranking really meant. It had asterisk nothing asterisk to do with Caitlin Clark's on-court performance. She was putting up big numbers, shattering records, and clearly earning her spot. The stats backed her. The impact backed her. But this was personal. Look at other young phenoms in sports history. When LeBron James entered the NBA, veterans might have resented the hype, but they still asterisk respected the talent star. When Tiger Woods took over the golf world, older players didn't love being overshadowed.
Iowa girl, Indiana girl. Well, who knows, and I've said this for years, when the wave hits, ride it. You don't know what it looks like. Don't fight it. When Puka Nacua went in the 5th round of the Rams and they suddenly in camp went, oh, we just found a new number 1 receiver. He's better than Cooper Kupp. They didn't fight it. Did you think when you watched Tom Brady at the Combine, that looked like the GOAT? They had just signed Drew Bledsoe to a $103 million contract. That was a lot of money back then. And then a year in, they're like, I'm going to go with Brady. They didn't fight.
Here's what makes this all even more frustrating. Players like A.J. Wilson and Kelsey Plum have directly benefited from Caitlin Clark's rise. Their visibility has skyrocketed simply because more eyes are now on the WNBA. Their salaries, travel conditions, and overall treatment have improved, all because Clark brought in new fans, sponsors, and serious revenue. And yet, when it came time to show even a basic level of professional respect in All-Star voting, they ranked her below players with nowhere near the same impact.
You know, there's obviously a racial component here. The WNBA players, they just don't like what the wave looks like. They wanted to fly private. They wanted to be more popular. They wanted a better deal in the CBA, which they'll get. They wanted sold-out arenas. They got it. They don't necessarily think it should be this. But again, you can't fight it. You just never know what success looks like.
This all-star voting controversy ties directly to what we've seen on the court all season. The hard fouls, the cheap shots, the unnecessary contact. It's all coming from the same place. Some veteran players simply can't handle the fact that asterisk sophomore asterisk came in and flipped their entire league on its head, so they lash out. On the court, through physical play. Off the court, through voting. Instead of celebrating the player who elevated asterisk everyone asterisk, they are punishing her for asterisk their own success star.
Every company in the country would love to go viral every day for free marketing. If they knew how to do it, they'd all be viral every day. Like, you just don't know. Is it authentic? It touches people. There's a tentacle of emotion involved, and suddenly some small town kid goes viral, or a singing frog. Who knows? I wouldn't have guessed that Caitlin Clark would be this transformative. I wouldn't have guessed Tom Brady would be the GOAT. Don't fight it. The wave, the meteor, doesn't necessarily look like you think it's going to.
Cowherd made a bold comparison that puts the Caitlin Clark situation into perfect perspective, though it might make some people uncomfortable. They compared Clark to Michael Jordan. Just like MJ, Clark entered the league as a flashy rookie and immediately changed everything. Jordan turned the NBA into a global powerhouse. And right now, Clark is doing the same for the WNBA. The parallel is so clear, you have to wonder, why isn't everyone
saying, hey man, this league has never made money. It's an investment. It's now going to make money. And by the way, this is the least profitable, arguably, it'll be over the next 10 years. It's only going to get more profitable as women's basketball gets better, as the Caitlin Clark momentum train gets bigger. I mean, this year, she's not playing well. She's hurt. She's not there for all the games. So this is actually not as great as it could be. Like Michael Jordan, hurt year 2, next 12 years were legendary. That's what it's going to be.
The physical punishment both players endured tells you everything you need to know. Michael Jordan had to battle through the infamous Jordan rules, a brutal strategy by the Detroit Pistons designed to break him down with constant, aggressive contact. Caitlin Clark? She's facing the same kind of treatment today. All season long, she's been targeted with hard fouls and unnecessary hits. And just like with Jordan in his early years, officials have struggled, or flat out failed, to protect her. Cowherd didn't hold back.
Clark's gotten really good really fast. It's like the end of year 1 for Michael Jordan or year 3 for Michael Jordan. She's gotten really good really fast. And you got to put a body on her or you got to double team her or she's going to embarrass you. She's shooting 33-footers. And what happened last night's a byproduct of that. This is what happened to MJ. She's number 1 and 2 in every offensive stat. She's hitting more threes this season than Steph Curry did in his first MVP season, and her game embarrasses you.
Remember when Caitlin Clark got injured and had to sit out a game? That moment echoed exactly what happened to Michael Jordan early in his career, when teams tried to physically intimidate him and wear him down to in both cases. The officiating simply couldn't keep up with the intensity and impact these generational talents brought to their leagues. The NBA had to learn how to protect Jordan without compromising the game, and now the WNBA faces that same challenge with Clark. How to protect its biggest star while still keeping the competition fair.
It's a little bad boys Pistons with MJ. For the record, Caitlin Clark got up. She wasn't hurt. She did more trash talking. She hit more threes. She remained remarkable, just like all the great. You know, if you respect women, stop pandering. She's tough. She's feisty. She likes to taunt and talk. And nobody quite knows what the hell to do.
You have to get physical. That's just a reality when you're protecting a superstar. What did both teams do? They brought in enforcers. The Chicago Bulls brought in Charles Oakley to protect Michael Jordan. The Indiana Fever? They went out and got Sophie Cunningham to have Caitlin Clark's back. Cowherd pointed out that, just like the Bulls, the Fever recognized the importance
Steph Curry's first couple years in the league. Thank God for Draymond Green. And by the way, this league, they knew what they were getting into, right? Like, and I'll get to this in a second, but they brought Sophie Cunningham over in a trade for a reason. She's the youngest black belt in the state of Missouri's history, 6 years old. They brought her over to protect Caitlin Clark because they saw this puppy coming. The league doesn't quite know what to do, but the Fever did. And so, again, you got to put a body on her. You got to get physical.
The merchandise and TV ratings tell the same story, loud and clear. Cowherd called Caitlin Clark a dynastic TV ratings changer, the exact phrase once used to describe Michael Jordan during his rookie season. Both players instantly became must-watch television. The WNBA is now experiencing the same surge in viewership and merchandise sales that the NBA saw when Jordan exploded onto the scene. But here's what makes a comparison uncomfortable. Just like Jordan, Clark is facing real resentment from veteran players who feel overshadowed. NBA vets
Look at the history of basketball. High school, college, WNBA, NBA. If there's an offensive player and they're humiliating you, Steph, Shaq, MJ, Caitlin, what do? You can't trap her. She'll dribble through it. You got to put a body on her. You got to double team her. You try to get in her head with trash talking. It's not working at all. It's the ultimate compliment, in my opinion.
The college popularity factor ties it all together. Michael Jordan's fame at North Carolina helped launch his transformation of the NBA. Caitlin Clark's stardom at Iowa is doing the same for the WNBA. Both brought massive college followings into the pros, reshaping the entire landscape of their leagues almost overnight. That's why Cowherd is so confident Clark will come out of these current challenges even stronger. He believes, just like Jordan, the adversity will fuel her growth and make her unstoppable. The message is clear.
And so the first year Caitlin Clark was in the WNBA, they were hazing her. They're not hazing her anymore. They're just trying to figure out how the hell to stop her. It's not hazing. It's, all right, traps, pressure. So the Fever saw it coming. They went and got Sophie Cunningham, 6-year-old black belt. This is what the Bulls did with Charles Oakley to protect Michael Jordan.
Cowherd's final prediction landed like a hammer. The future of the WNBA runs through Caitlin Clark. Like it or not, her trajectory in just her second season is set to reshape the way the entire league operates. The momentum is undeniable, and Cowherd believes the WNBA is finally on the verge of turning the financial corner it's been chasing for decades. This isn't just about one player anymore. It's about a total transformation of women's basketball, and now veteran players face a clear choice: embrace the wave or get swept aside by it. Because here's the financial truth. Those lucrative TV deals, bigger sponsorships, rising salaries, and improved conditions, they all hinge on Clark's continued rise and the league's ability to fully capitalize on her impact. Cowherd made it clear the WNBA is on a hot...
Caitlin Clark now is like kerosene to the physicality flame. So you have physicality in this league, and now you get this flashy player, and they don't know how to officiate her, they don't know how to defend her. But I would say, when I hear this, Colin, the WNBA, Colin, has got to do something. Yes, they do. Understand, this is the arc of a new superstar in your league. It'll start with hazing. It'll go to physicality. It'll go to flagrants. It may go to technicals. You'll eventually have to get a Sophie Cunningham or a Charles Oakley. I mean, Wayne Gretzky did this for years. They figured it out in hockey. How do you stop Gretzky? Oh, we can't. How do you stop MJ? We can't. How do you stop Caitlin Clark? You guys understand, this is the worst she'll ever be. She's getting better, and they can't stop her.
Just look at how other sports leagues have handled moments like this. When generational talents emerge, some veterans adapt and thrive. Others resist and get left behind. The smart ones see what's happening and position themselves accordingly. That's exactly what players like Lexi Hull, Sophie Cunningham, Kelsey Mitchell, and Aaliyah Boston have done. Instead of fighting Clark's rise, they embraced it. They supported her through challenges, celebrated her wins, and built real on-court chemistry that benefits everyone. These are the players who will be remembered as part of Clark's ascent, not as roadblocks. They chose collaboration over competition, and their careers will thrive because of it. So what does 2025 look like if the league fully commits to the Clark era?
Intensity and heat create steel. This will only make Caitlin Clark a better player. It will only make the Fever more championship ready. And the Indiana fans, good for you. You're going to have the great watch of the next 15 years because they're never trading her. She's the Steph Curry. They're never trading her.
But what happens if the resistance continues? The league risks splitting into two camps. Those riding the Caitlin Clark wave to success, and those stubbornly pushing back against the very momentum fueling their own prosperity. The choice should be obvious. Yet, some players continue to make it harder than it needs to be. That's when Cowherd dropped his boldest take yet. Caitlin Clark will define the next decade of women's basketball, whether the veterans like it or not. The numbers don't lie. The fan engagement speaks volumes. The financial shift is already underway. Clark isn't just a rising star. She's the face of the sport now. The WNBA can either accept that and grow together, or watch some players get left behind while others thrive alongside the women.